The following program is paid for by the friends and partners of faithchurch.com.
Are you stuck in a cycle of debt? Do you struggle to pay bills every month? Are you ready for things to change but not really sure where to start? Then you cannot miss the free Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference. This one-night-only event is coming to your city. You can join David Crank in St. Louis, Missouri on Friday, September 15th or Sunday, September 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Don't wait. Spots are filling up fast. If you're ready to pay off debt and to get serious about transforming your finances, then register now. Seating is limited. You can register online at faithchurch.com or call our office at 314-635-2000 for the Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference.
What if I told you right now that a lot of your marital problems, a lot of the problems you have communicating with other people all stem from money? I'm talking maybe even that sleep problem where in the middle of the night you're like, what am I gonna do? You know what, you need some ancillary income. You need a dream. You need to think that someday you'd be able to go to Tahiti or at least Mexico. I mean, do something fun and exciting. Sometimes though we make these little bitty wrong decisions in life that we don't think it's a big deal, but we go for immediate gratification and it messes up our long-term satisfaction. Like Mick Jagger said, you can't get no satisfaction. Well, it could be possible. The reason why we can't is because we keep making decisions that aren't so wise. We've all done it, but I want to help you make some smart decisions. The acronym for DEBT is doing everything but thinking. Have you ever done that? You thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy those jeans and I'll lose the weight if I have those jeans. I've done it. All right, well, you know what, if I just have this coffee, for $5, it's gonna make me happier. These little bitty small movements put us in debt. So we're doing everything but thinking. Now we can't own the home. Now we can't buy the car. Now we have bad credit. Now we're on this thing to where we can't even figure out, can I use my MasterCard to pay my Visa? Discover Card discovered where I lived. Well, for far too long, so many people have lived in that suppression of financial problems, and it's no way to live. It's a pain. I want to help you get out of that. Years ago, my dad taught me some techniques, some art on rapid debt reduction, how to get out of debt, how to beat bankers at their own game, how to owe no man nothing but to love them. If there's a way to be $1 behind, there's a way to be $1 ahead. I want to help you solve your money problems. Well, here at church, sometimes, every couple of years, we decide we're going to do like a financial conference. We're going to do a Solving Your Money conference coming up September the 15th in St. Louis. That's a Friday night. September the 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, I'm going to be live and in person at both places. I'm going to be there Friday night, then I'm going to fly to Florida, and I'm going to help people in Florida. There's no catch. It's not going to cost you anything. In fact, we've helped our church get out of debt so we could put this program on today for free. We don't ask for anything from you. So you're not going to need anything except for yourself to get there, and you can register right now. All the information's on the bottom of your screen. Now, as you might imagine, there's only a couple thousand seats and they're going, and I don't want them to be gone by the time you register. So don't procrastinate. That's how we got here in the first place. I promise you, we're going to develop a plan, we're going to solve the money problem, and we're going to help you get from where you are right now in debt, discontented, feeling bad, having marital problems, not thinking that you could start the business or own your own home. And we're going to fix it. So join us for this conference. Obviously, St. Louis is the 15th, and the 17th is West Palm Beach, Florida. So register right now. What are you waiting on?
How many of y'all could use a little bit more money in your month? Raise your hand. How many of y'all, your Discover Card discovered where you live? Raise your hand. Is your MasterCard mastering your life, right? And what we do sometimes is we use our credit card as an extension to our paycheck. And that's how we get ourselves in trouble. One of my siblings actually filed Chapter 11 when he was still a teenager. That's how jacked up people's lives can be real quick. They get just out of order because you don't know, and then you just get in trouble. Have you ever looked at your credit cards, though, and you saw them, and you thought, my gosh, somebody stole my card. I didn't do this. And then when you look, it really was you. You were the culprit, right? But you do it $5 at a time. I've taught my daughter, like even yesterday, she said, hey, can we run to Starbucks? I said, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. How about I give you a check, a big check at the end of the year? Because $5 a day, okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, that's how much a month? That's 100. Okay, at the end of the year, you could have $1,200. Have the coffee at home. Get some free coffee. Go to church just for the coffee. Come on, somebody. Because we want to use wise, practical stuff. So there's a lot the Bible has to say about money. But today we're going to deal with the fact, those two pacifiers, that there's not a lack of money, Their parents were just playing a trick on them. There's not a lack of resources. Oftentimes we're not blessed because we're not blessable. So the Bible talks about, and that's why I gave you these M&Ms at all campuses today. Come on, our city, Weldon, wherever you are. If you'd like, you can eat them while I'm preaching. It's good. It's fine. And my daughter and I went to a Cardinals game when she was younger, and I bought her a bag of M&Ms, and I said, give me some. And she said, no, they're mine. Anybody ever had a kid do that? Mine. It's like taking candy from a baby, right? She's mine. And that's where I come up with this idea of this M&M being my money. She said, those are my M&Ms. And I wasn't trying to take anything from her. I'm the one that blessed her with the M&Ms. I bought her the M&Ms. Could have went and bought the whole concession stand of M&Ms had I wanted to. It was that she had to get over this stingy thing because she had a little bag of M&Ms. God wants to get us from this size mom money to the next size mom money till eventually we have good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. But we have to understand that all money is God's money. And when you realize that it's not yours, it really helps you because you're not trying to fund you. You don't have to have a GoFundMe account because God said that he would meet all of your needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus, but we have to get our house in order, okay? And it all starts with a budget. Everybody shout a budget. And I know you hate that word, but you have to have a budget and you can't budge from the budget. And one of the ways that tithing works is it helps establish order in your life. The numerical order of 10, if you can count to 10, you can count to 10 million 10. 10. We know that God gave us how many commandments? 10. There were 10 plagues, 10 lepers. How many disciples were there? There were 12. That's right. I was checking you people because some people always say 10. You got to get your M&Ms. 10. God wants to bless us, but if we're not blessable and we're robbing him, one of the ways that he establishes order to bless you is by first fruiting God. So my dad, years ago, when we were growing up, he decided that when I was growing up, when I was about 10, he said, we're going to start a church. In fact, you're sitting in the results of the discipline that he did. He started living, way before Dave Ramsey, living like no one else would live so he could live like no one else would live. So he came to me as a young child and he said, we're not going to have Christmas anymore. We lived over off of Telegraph. And he said, we're not going to have Christmas this year and probably not next year. And he had told me about Santa Claus. And so therefore I was really disappointed because I knew we were screwed. But he said, listen, what we are going to do, though, is I want to take you over here on Telegraph to a store called Van City. They sell vans, but I saw a go-kart van there, and I want you to take a look at it. This is what we're going to buy you at the end of this trail. So he takes me over to Van City, and I see a little go-kart van sitting. It's 2 little seats in it with a van body, and he said, hopefully, 2 years from now, if we do some radical debt reduction, we honor God first. The first 10% goes to God, second 10% goes to savings, and the 80% we live on, and we do some radical debt reduction. We're going to reduce the life of this loan, and I'm just a 10-year-old, but we're going to reduce it way down real quick. We're going to beat the bankers at their own game. So just by taking an extra principal payment, so say his house payment was $700 a month, after we tithe, because we got to get it right, we got to get order in our life, then he would take an extra like $28 a month, and that $28 saved him like $650. He said, where can you go and save money like this? So he actually took me and introduced me to Frank Ziegler, the president of Lee Bank. He said, hey, this is my son, David. He's showing me around the bank. Behind Frank's back, he's saying, hey, look at this. This isn't linoleum, David. Look, this is granite. Look at the high-rise building. Isn't this amazing? Somebody's getting screwed here. You know what? Somebody's getting ripped off. And the Bible says that the interest eats up the fruit of your labor, and that we've got to beat these guys at this. So he went home and he sold his motorcycle and he started making those extra payments. He went home and he had a yard sale and he started making all those payments. He had a philosophy. You either use it or lose it. You either save it, you either sell it or sow it. Sell it or sow it, but you don't let it lay around. He would never, ever well, first of all, he wouldn't have a gym membership, but if he did, he wouldn't let $9.95 go to waste. He'd either get rid of it, because that's the truth. If it's $9.95 or less, you won't cancel it. You'll keep it on that's the system, so you won't ever cancel it. You need to go home today if you don't use that gym membership and cancel it, because it's the small tweaks that lead to big peaks in your life, and everything about you says something about you, and you got to bring financial order to your life. Come on, give God praise today. I mean, everybody's clapping for that membership. You're like, yeah, forget that membership. I ain't going to the gym again. I need my dog gym so I can be like, I'm with Jim. I'm on the gym. Okay, so my dad says, we're going to pay it off. So in 22 months, he paid the house off.
Are you stuck in a cycle of debt? Do you struggle to pay bills every month? Are you ready for things to change, but not really sure where to start? Then you cannot miss the free Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference. This one-night-only event is coming to your city. You can join David Crank in St. Louis, Missouri on Friday, September 15th or Sunday, September 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Don't wait. Spots are filling up fast. If you're ready to pay off debt and to get serious about transforming your finances, then register now. Seating is limited. You can register online at faithchurch.com or call our office at 314-635-2000 for the Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference.
Can you imagine that? And I was the only little kid driving down my street looking like a little player in a little yellow go-kart. And I'm sitting there and you can't even breathe in it. Like the carbon monoxide is killing me in there. It killed brain cells. But I was living the life he promised, because without a vision, people perish. So you have to have a vision of your financial future, of what's going to happen. But most people go for immediate gratification instead of long-term satisfaction. I want it now. It would make me feel good if we went out to eat tonight with a credit card that I owe massive money on. It would make me feel good if I drove a $30,000 Hummer. It would make me feel good if I drove an Escalade. If you make a combined income of 80 and your Escalade is 80, it doesn't make sense. Come on, somebody. You're going into debt, which is doing everything but thinking, doing everything but tithing. Debt, the acronyms, I'm telling you, there's a secret to success. But if you honor God, God will honor you, and then you can break the cycle of debt in your life. Okay, so here's a fact. Wall Street Journal recently reported about 2 weeks ago, 70% of all the people in this room, Weldon, Earth City, 70% of you are living from paycheck to paycheck, 70%. 80% of people that go to church, and it's true even in this church, 80% don't tithe. So they're living from paycheck to paycheck, they don't tithe, they have no budget, their life is a train wreck when it comes to money, they love God, they love people, they want to have fun. I mean, after all, I deserve an 80-inch TV. My 70-inch isn't cutting it. Well, I got an iPhone 5. Who wants a 6? I need a 7. You don't need a 7. In fact, you need to spend less time on the phone, perhaps, and more time in a book, perhaps, or more time on YouTube. Through the University of YouTube, you can listen to financial advisors. You can listen to Dave Ramsey. You can solve money problems, and then you can get your financial life in order so you are in charge of your life instead of allowing this thing called entitlement to get you.
I wanted to pause right there and say, we're going to help you solve your money problems. I remember growing up when we didn't have, any money for any ancillary anything, sometimes not even food. I remember one particular occasion, my dad went to McDonald's and bought a hamburger, and we split it between all of us. He said he got the bigger bite because he was bigger, and I think that is why he got the bigger bite, because we would have fought him for it. But that's no way to live. My dad finally discovered some principles that there's a way to be $1 behind, there's a way to be $1 ahead. Small tweaks led to big peaks in our life, and my dad decided that he was going to buy a home, and we did. He decided he was going to beat bankers at their own game by taking a 30-year note and reducing it to 15 by simply adding an extra principal payment every month. That meant that he didn't have to make the whole payment, he just had to make a principal payment. And when he made that principal payment, it reduced the life of loan from 30 to 15. When he started seeing all the money that he saved, he said, I'm going to sell my motorcycle. He put it in the paper, sold it. He started making some radical moves to get out of debt, which totally changed the way we lived. I remember at the end when he got out of debt, we kind of went on a buying spree. He said, you know what? You get the go-kart with the minivan body. I had a go-kart van body. I was the only kid in our neighborhood driving down the road with my big head sticking out of the moonroof of a go-kart because my dad did something nobody else did. We got to live a life that nobody else had. I want to help you do it. The American dream is long gone now. People don't think that they could own their own home. I'm going to show you how to do that. Not by making more money, by properly using the money you currently have. You might say, man, I really need more money. And I don't doubt that, but I want to help you with the money you have. I don't want anything from you. I just want to help you. I got some techniques that can help you for a seminar we're having, Solving Your Money Problems in St. Louis, September the 15th, West Palm Beach, Florida on the 17th. So I'm going to do a Friday night in St. Louis. I'm going to fly to Florida. I'll be there live and in person as well on Sunday night. But you got to register, and you got to register now because the seats were 2,000 and they're going, almost gone. Hurry up, register right now.
Are you stuck in a cycle of debt? Do you struggle to pay bills every month? Are you ready for things to change but not really sure where to start? Then you cannot miss the free Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference. This one-night-only event is coming to your city. You can join David Crank in St. Louis, Missouri on Friday, September 15th or Sunday, September 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Don't wait. Spots are filling up fast. If you're ready to pay off debt and to get serious about transforming your finances, then register now. Seating is limited. You can register online at faithchurch.com or call our office at 314-635-2000 for the Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference.
After my dad paid off the house and bought me the go-kart, he now goes to Lime Bank and he says, hey guys, I want to build a church. Here's the title deed to my house. They said, well, we've never had an individual come in to build a church. You're supposed to come in like the Assemblies of God, and a deacon board comes in and they all put their houses up and you buy a church collectively. And Baptist does it, Presbyterians do it, Assembly of God do it. My dad said, I want to do something different, because he was thinking generationally. He was thinking maybe someday he would have a son that wouldn't wear socks and he would preach to people not this way, but this way. And religious organizations might not understand that. So he decided that he would form a board of people, like-minded people, and there was no risk to them because there was no out-of-money pocket to them. It would be his. He'd have to just front the money. So they gave him the loan, and he built a church at 1416 Larkin Williams Road that is still a church today called Life Christian Center. We outgrew that one, traded them for this one, and now there are multi-sites everywhere, and it's because my dad established order, and he said, we're going to honor God first, we're going to pay down our house. In fact, we're only paying our house down because we're going to build God a house, and you don't think God's going to help my dad pay the house down, knowing that someday he'll build a house where your family could get blessed? How many of y'all have been blessed by Faith Church? Come on, Weldon. Come on, our city. But how did this happen? How? Okay, let me take you to trash digging. So now we buy the church, right? We buy the land, but we need to build a building. So my dad robs from Peter to pay Paul, asked people, volunteers are helping, little kids, we stoned the church ourselves. I was getting stoned at 10 years old, stoning the church, and we're doing all this stuff. And then at nighttime, we would go over like to the Sherman-Williams paint store, and they would throw the paint away that somebody says, this is the wrong color pink, this is the wrong color brown, this is the wrong color ivory. And so my dad would put me in the trash can at nighttime, and we'd pull out all the trash. So here's all these paint cans. We'd take them home, we put them in the garage. Then we'd go to Ace Hardware, and we'd get all their paint that didn't match right. Some of it's half full, some of it's not full. And he would say, okay, it's very important that you understand, son, the difference between oil-based paint and water-based paint. Then he would take the water-based paint, he would pour it all in a huge tub, right, like a trash can. Then he would take his drill, and he would take a stem on it, and what were we doing? We were making our own custom Faith Church color. So now, whatever color it came out was the color of the church. Hence why we have a largely colored church. Come on, somebody ought to say amen. Because we did something nobody else would do. My dad did not have $40 million worth of debt like everybody. So then, when it was time for me to do what God called me to do, I wasn't suppressed. I knew the rules of engagement. So when we bought this church, some of you were with me, we didn't have the money for those chairs you're sitting in, because that's $900,000 worth of seats. So what we did is we bought that section. And then God is going to see that we are good with our money, that we are focused, that we have first fruits in order. Come on, somebody ought to help me right now. And then God blessed us with this church in Weldon. Weldon, look around you. Look at that building. If you're faithful over the little, remember this, you're ruler over the much.
Are you stuck in a cycle of debt? Do you struggle to pay bills every month? Are you ready for things to change, but not really sure where to start? Then you cannot miss the free Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference. This one-night-only event is coming to your city. You can join David Crank in St. Louis, Missouri on Friday, September 15th or Sunday, September 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Don't wait. Spots are filling up fast. If you're ready to pay off debt and to get serious about transforming your finances, then register now. Seating is limited. You can register online at faithchurch.com or call our office at 314-635-2000 for the Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference.
I have a question to ask you. Do you ever feel like sometimes you worry about your kids because they don't really understand the value of money? Raise your hand if you're like, money grows on trees. Well, it kind of does, because we print it off of a tree, but not really. You had to go to work for it. But here's a statement that I want you to get a hold of. Very important. You are the CFO of your life. You are the chief financial officer of your life. You decide whether you go to Starbucks today or not. You decide whether you pull out that credit card and buy those shoes that you don't need to impress people you don't even know, thinking, I bet they think I look cool in these shoes. You'll be at a red light at a $70,000 car that as soon as you drove it off, you lost $40,000. And now you're at a red light trying to impress people you'll never see again. I bet they're looking at me. Probably not. But every time I sit at a red light, I look at people and go, I wonder how much debt they're in. So we assume That people are doing good. Hey, look, Bob's got a nice SUV. Bob must be doing good. Bob might be doing very bad. Oh man, Susie, she must be really doing good. Look at the house. She might be doing very bad. Some people are mortgaging, we get the word mortgage, okay? So they're mortgaging their future for immediate gratification. So if you want to live like nobody else is living, if you want to have a good life, if you want to be prosperous, first of all, we establish order by first fruiting God, and then God puts his super on your natural. Now, I do want to make sure, this is a part that in my book, when I'm on tour this fall, that I'll bring out, that Dave Ramsey doesn't bring out, that other people don't bring out. There is a supernatural component that you really want to hang on to. God is able to put you at the right place at the right time and supernaturally get you out of debt, supernatural debt cancellation. I believe in all that. But I don't think that it's good for the just to live by miracles. The Bible said the just shall live by faith. We live by order. We live by accountability. We don't just do what we want to do. We do what the Word says to do, and then that qualifies us. See what I'm saying? For the good measure to come out. So, for instance, Weldon Spring Campus. When I walked through that campus, I didn't plan on buying that church. We had started a church at a high school out there, and I heard that church, somebody sent me a letter. It said this church went bankrupt, was going bankrupt, and would you guys buy this church? And when I looked at the stamp date on it, it said the 23rd of the month. When I saw the number 23, that's a significant number for me. It made me pay attention. So me and Pastor Phil, sitting out there right now, me and Pastor Phil, some of the other team members, leadership of the church, we walked through it, and I did not plan on buying it. But when I walked through there, I just knew I'm supposed to buy this building. I don't want to buy this building. I don't need to buy this building. What is going on? But I knew that we could, and I knew that God was going to bless us with the building. So they had $7.7 million in this property. And it's beautiful, as you see right now, you're sitting in it. And when we were sitting in there, I just told the guy walking past, I said, I'd be a buyer at $3.7 million. And when I said it, I thought, he'll never take that. Well, it took several months, but they came back and we bought it for $3.7 million. So that's a lot of equity, right? That's like a bunch of people. So like just for easy math, let's just round it off because we did a bunch of stuff to it. So 4 million. So 5, 6, 7, 8, it's worth about 8 million. So all of a sudden we got about 4 million in it. Now it's like 4 people came up and gave the church $1 million. See what I'm saying? It's just being at the right place at the right time. But why did God not love those people? Did God not love that last church? No, but here's where people fail. Every failure in life, write this down, is a failed instruction. Every tragedy in life is an ignored instruction. People say all the time, I'm a pilot, and they say, I wouldn't fly small airplanes. Small airplanes kill people. And I go, no, people kill small airplanes. Because you're not supposed to fly in that. You're not supposed to push that button. You're not supposed to, I think I can make it. No, you do what Piper said to do, and then you get the results. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, I think all hair dryers are bad. I tried to save time management, and I was in the tub and I dried my hair. There's a little thing on there that says, hey, stupid, don't try to save time because you will die if you try to take a bath with the hair dryer, okay? So this is God's manual saying, if you first fruit God, you get blessed. If you steal from God, you don't qualify for the blessing. Therefore, you never live the abundant life of too much, overflow, and you never really know what it feels like to really feel good. Makes me feel good when I go to the store and buy the TV. Makes me feeling good is having some money in the bank. Feeling good, guys, is having some margin. Feeling good is not being on the edge of arguments with your wife or your kids all the time because you're under financial stress. If there's a way to be $1 behind, there's a way to be $1 ahead. And I want our church to be different. I want our church, our stats to not be 70% of all the people live from paycheck to paycheck. If you're here and you listen to the teaching that I'm giving you right now, it won't always be this way because my dad taught me as a child how to break the back of poverty and how to live in abundance and how to control your own life because I don't want my life at the destiny of someone else. And I think you feel the same way.
So many times you toss and turn in the middle of the night because of money problems. DEBT, the acronym, is doing everything but thinking. Sometimes we go for immediate gratification. We're like, well, if I buy that Starbucks, it'll make me feel better. If we all go out for ice cream tonight, it'll make me feel better. And we don't realize till the end of the month when we see our credit card bill, you're like, somebody stole my card. You start looking, oh no, it was me. And then now we can't make any progress. We just got to make the monthly payment, which they'll say, hey, here's the minimum amount you got to pay. Just don't worry about the rest. And now we're actually being a slave to interest. The Bible says that interest eats up the fruit of your labor. In other words, you go to work, but your money is like your pockets have holes in it, the Bible says. It just goes away because we went for immediate gratification instead of long-term satisfaction. And I'm not here to condemn anyone. I'm telling you, I've done that. But there's a way to live ahead. There's a way to own your own home. There's a way to get out of debt. And it's going to be some hard work, but I can actually help you through some techniques, through some science, to formulate a plan to solve your money problems. In fact, maybe it's not more money you need, it's how to use the money that you have right now. So our church, oftentimes because most of the people are out of debt, or a lot of them are out of debt, that's why we can be on television and not ask for any money. So we use our ancillary income that you might get to Citibank, and we use it to give to people. Building playgrounds around the world and building churches in India, and we just bought an ambulance for Haiti. I mean, doing cool things with the money instead of just giving it to the bank. They don't need a better floors at the bank, right? They don't need a taller building at the bank, but you need new carpet at your home. Well, we're going to change that money problem starting September the 15th in St. Louis and 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. That means Friday night I'll be speaking, helping you live and in person develop a plan to solve the money problems. Then I'm going to fly to Florida, and I'm going to be at the West Palm Beach High School Sunday night on the 17th. It's not going to cost you anything, but registration is limited. There's only a few seats left, and you got to register right now. If you don't register right now, you're going to be in the same spot you were, today, a year from now. What's going to change? If you can change the way you think, you can change the way you live. Now, I want to encourage you to bring your significant other, because if you get the concept in your head and then you go home and she keeps spending money for things you don't need and to impress people you don't like, you're in trouble. Or he keeps buying another motorcycle or buying a fishing boat. We want you to have those things, but sometimes we absolutely do it in the wrong way. We use money we currently don't have to purchase something that makes us feel good now. A year from now, we don't even want it, but we still owe more on it than it was what it's worth. I'm going to go through some charts and some graphs, and we're going to develop a plan to solve your money problems. But you got to register right now. What are you waiting on? Do it right now. Florida, you're the 17th. St. Louis, you're the 15th. But if you don't register, we can't let you in, because when people come, thousands of people could come, and there wouldn't be seats for you. I'll see you there.
Are you stuck in a cycle of debt? Do you struggle to pay bills every month? Are you ready for things to change but not really sure where to start? Then you cannot miss the free Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference. This one-night-only event is coming to your city. You can join David Crank in St. Louis, Missouri on Friday, September 15th or Sunday, September 17th in West Palm Beach, Florida. Don't wait. Spots are filling up fast. If you're ready to pay off debt and to get serious about transforming your finances, then register now. Seating is limited. You can register online at faithchurch.com or call our office at 314-635-2000 for the Solving Your Money Problems Financial Conference.
The preceding program was paid for by the friends and partners of faithchurch.com.